You think you missed Bitcoin? You think you were late on Ethereum? What I'm about to show is like finding Google back in 1998. Because this isn't just another crypto, this is the complete rebuild of the internet as we know it. And right now, it is so far under the radar, you are getting in on the absolute ground floor. So stick with me because in the next 10 minutes or so, it could completely change your financial future. Let's send it. All right, what's up, crypto crew? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Domenico. Look, I know there's a lot of noise out there. Every single day, there's a new coin launched, a new token, a new big next thing. It's exhausting. I get it. But every single once in a while, maybe once a decade, something comes along that isn't just a small step forward. It's an actual fundamental, groundbreaking, earth shattering leap. We all know Google, right? Back in the day, the internet was a chaotic mess of information. It was like a library with all the books thrown all over the floor. Google came in and said, okay, we're going to create a card catalog for it all. And in doing so, they became the kings. They built a $1 trillion empire by organizing the chaos. Well, what if I told you the same exact playbook is happening again right now in 2025? But this time, it's not about organizing the front end of the web, it's about rebuilding the very foundation it sits on. We're talking about the plumbing, the electricity, and the concrete of the entire digital world as we know it. And the project leading this charge, it's called the Internet Computer or ICP, or as we know, the World Computer. And it's not just aiming to be a better Google, it's aiming to make the need for a company like Google completely obsolete. Think about the internet you use every single day, your favorite apps, the website you visit, even the platform you're watching me on right now. Where do they all live? You told me. Do you know where they live? They live on servers, massive, city sized data centers owned by a tiny handful of companies such as Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. They are the landlords of the internet we use today. And every single developer, every business, every creator has to pay the rent to them. So, this creates a huge problem. It gives these companies absolute power because they control the data. They can raise the rent whenever they want. They can decide to evict you, to deplatform you for any reason. Your data, your app, your online business, it's not really yours. You're just borrowing it. And what about your personal information? Google's entire business model is built on watching what you click, what you search for, and selling that intention to, guess what? Advertisers. It's a brilliant model for them, but it's built on you being the product. This is the trust model of the internet. We are forced to trust these big corporations with these massive centralized servers to host our digital lives and to protect our data. But what if we didn't have to trust them at all? What if the internet could just run itself? This is where ICP comes in, and I need you to listen very carefully because this is the core of it. Instead of your favorite app, say, living on a private server owned by Amazon, imagine it living directly on the internet itself. Not one server, but spread across a global network of thousands of independent computers, all locked together by advanced cryptography. This is the Internet Computer. It's a public, decentralized cloud world computer. And one, it's not about links, it's about the logic. Okay, Google organized web pages. ICP organizes the actual software, the code, the data, the complex computations that make an app work. It all happens directly on the blockchain, 100% fully decentralized. But what does this mean? No more servers, no more cloud providers, and no more bridges and intermediaries. This is absolutely fundamental. An app built on ICP can't be shut down by a single company. It needs to be voted for by the NNS. It can't be censored. It runs forever as long as the protocol exists. It is fully unstoppable. It is the difference between, say, renting a house and owning the land it's built on. With ICP, developers aren't renters anymore. They are owners, and that is fundamental. And two, the new fuel cycles. So, how does this all run? Google makes money from ads. ICP has a totally different economic engine. It runs on something called cycles, as you can see in the image. Think of cycles like gasoline for your car. To run an app to store data or to perform a calculation on the internet computer, you need to pay with a tiny amount of cycles. It's like a direct pay for what you use system. Developers buy cycles to power their applications. The people running the computers in the network, the nodes, earn these cycles for providing the computing power. This isn't some speculative fantasy. It's a closed loop, self sustaining digital economy. It's the unit economics of a truly fully decentralized web. There's no ad man in the middle taking a cut. And three, owning your own data. This is key. And this is huge because everything, and I mean 100% everything, runs on a transparent, verifiable blockchain. You actually own your digital identity. Your data isn't being harvested by Google. With ICP, you can have a cryptographic identity that you and me control. You decide who gets to see your data. Imagine a social media app where you own your profile, your posts, and your followers without those pesky bots breaking our balls. So if you don't like the app anymore, you can take your entire digital life with you. That's the power shift we're talking about. Okay, I know this sounds great, but how can you, as an investor and as a user, actually get involved? First, education is key. You need to go to deeper into this video by click onto the links, visiting the Definitive website and the foundation behind ICP. Read their white paper, understand the tech, use the technology yourself. Just don't take my word for it. Yep, just true conviction comes from doing your own research and using the technology yourself. And second, explore the ecosystem. There are already apps being built on ICP that you can use right now and feel the user experience. And go to check them out. Look for domains that end in .icp. Experience what it feels like to use a website that loads at web speed, but is hosted entirely 100% fully on the blockchain. It's seamless. The decentralization is invisible, and that's the magic in it. It's Web3 at the Web2 user experience. You don't need a clunky wallet to approve every single action. It just works seamlessly. And third, consider the investment. Now, I know this is not financial advice. You guys know that. But when I see a technology that is fundamentally re-architecting a multi-trillion-dollar industry, I pay very close attention. The potential here is astronomical. There's no two ways about that. We are talking about the foundation for everything from decentralized social media to on-chain artificial intelligence to enterprise systems. Think about it. What happens when companies realize they can ditch their massive Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud bills for a more efficient, more importantly, secure, which is fundamental, decentralized alternative? What happens when data privacy laws get stricter and Google's business model starts to crack? That's inevitable. ICP is already built and running and ready for that shift. This is why I am so incredibly bullish on this project. This isn't just a 10x or a 100x idea. This is, I mean, a category redefining change in this world in regards to level of technology when we're looking over the next 10, 15 years. We're talking about artificial intelligence for a second. Google's AI is trapped in their data centers. It serves their interest. On ICP, you could build artificial intelligence that is truly autonomous, an AI that can own its own crypto, execute its own smart contracts, and be governed by a transparent set of rules, not by a corporation. That's not a service. That's a new form of what I call digital life. This is the Google moment for ICP. And I know many people also say it is the iPhone moment. The moment of seeing something, so powerful, so obvious in hindsight that you just can't unsee it. As I say many times in the comments, it's like watching The Matrix. Once you get peeled, you can't unsee it. So if you got any value from this breakdown, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button and share this video with everyone you know, because it tells YouTube that we're talking about important stuff here. And hit subscribe and ring that notification bell, because this is just the beginning. In my next videos, I'm going to go deep into top 3 projects already building ICP that I think have explosive potential. And you're not going to want to miss that. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know, is this the first time you're hearing about ICP, or are you already invested? And what are your thoughts? And let's get a conversation going. Look, let me leave you with this before I go. The genius of Google was creating an index for all of the world's information. The genius of the internet computer is creating an index for all of the world's computation. Remember what Simon Altman said? Computation is the new oil. Put the pieces together. Controlling information made Google a gatekeeper, yes, but a decentralized protocol that controls computation, it removes the need for a gatekeeper completely entirely. The gate itself is gone. While the old giants are trapped in their business models of renting servers and selling your data, a new internet is being built brick by brick. An internet that is self-governing, self-scaling, and owned by its users. The next trillion-dollar protocol won't be serving you ads. I can guarantee you that. It'll be permanent, unstoppable home for your apps, your data, and your digital freedom. This is your 1998 moment. And all I can say is don't let it pass you by. So stay smart, stay hungry, stay decentralized more importantly, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.